Hi, everybody. It is Live Lavishly Light, episode number 8, and we're going to talk about abundance today. Do you ever struggle with feeling abundant? Do you feel like your bank account needs to look like abundance before you can feel abundant or say that you have abundance or that you're living in abundance? Well, I'm Brenda, Florida, life coach and lifestyle advisor, and I'm here to tell you you can have abundance regardless of what is in your checking account. All right? That may seem impossible, but it's true. And I say this from a place of knowing because I have been there. I have had the very zero bank account and, down to my sort of last pennies kind of a thing. So I get it. And the best way to attract abundance into your life is to allow yourself to feel it even when it isn't transpiring in that outer world. And as crazy as that may seem, of course, I'm not the only one who says this, right? There's a lot of books and various videos you can watch on abundance and the laws of attraction. But I know from my own experience that when I allow myself to feel how I feel when I'm abundant. So do this, just like imagine that somebody gave you, a big sum of money. Maybe it's $1,000, maybe it's $10,000, maybe it's $100,000, whatever is a lot of money to you. It might be $1,000,000. Whatever number would make you feel like, I got it now. I don't have to worry about the business venture I wanted to do and didn't have the funds for, the bills I wanted to pay, the debts I wanted to pay off, the new car I want to buy, whatever it is, that will just take care of all that. And you can have all of that. And you get to feel the amazing feeling of it's done and I don't have to worry. That's where I want you to be. I think for me, it's very freeing, liberating is maybe even a better word, because it opens me up to, okay, so that's done. And so kind of almost like anything's possible now, right? Like if I can do that, if I can get out of debt, if I can, sometimes again, for me, it was just, oh my God, just to know I had the money to pay my bills was liberating enough, right? And then, you get in other parts of your life and finances are kind of, for most people anyway, that I know, have a little bit of an ebb and flow. It's not just a steady progression upwards. So sometimes, you can look at the greatest businessmen and women in the world, and many of them have been bankrupt, or they have dramatic setbacks and losses. I love Richard Branson's story, the Like a Virgin. He's written several books, but that's the one I've read that I really like. And he's really honest about the roller coaster financially that his companies have had and how he's responded to that. So, everything's not just an easy upward trajectory. So allow yourself to identify what those feelings are that you imagine. If I had all that money in the bank and I just didn't have to worry about it, how would I feel? Okay, jot those down, like identify maybe 3 of those, and then allow yourself to feel them anytime you want. You can do it very intentionally, do it almost like a meditation, where I'm going to sit this morning and just let myself bask in that liberation, in that joy, in the ease, in that feeling of abundance. And when I open my eyes, if I have to, go back to the job I'm not loving or, figure out how to rob Peter to pay Paul to pay the bills or whatever, that still may be the case. But don't think for a minute that the time you spent feeling abundant first hasn't made a difference. And let me tell you, this stuff stacks up, okay? So you do that 5 minutes a day, every day, and very quickly your financial situation will change. And I don't know how that will be. I've never gotten a mysterious check in the mail, as some people's story goes. But what I have had is synchronicities where I mean, one time I had a job offer. And literally, I was hundreds of dollars from not having any more money and no idea how to make my car payment in 3 weeks, and I got a job offer, a really, really good job offer that to me, it was just totally out of the blue. It wasn't something I had submitted a resume for and was cultivating and whatever. So sometimes it is very surprising and sort of shocking the way it comes at you. Sometimes it's just a good idea that you have, right? Or somebody to reach out, the thought to reach out to someone and they have something they want you to do, or they have somebody they want to connect you with, or whatever. We can't guess what a synchronicity is, and that's the whole point. It's the beauty of the surprise, that it comes to you in a way that you weren't expecting, that makes you go, oh my gosh, this shit works. I'm going to keep spending 5 minutes. Heck, I'm going to start spending 15 minutes a day feeling abundant before I go out in my day. And I'll tell you, I do that a lot. I won't say I do it every single day, but I would say on average, 5 out of 7 days, I spend 30 minutes, sometimes even as much as an hour, in what I'll call meditation, feeling the feeling states that I want, the feeling states that I want with a successful business where I'm really helping people live their best lives. The feeling state of that freedom of abundance, the ability to travel, the ability to take my kids on a vacation, whatever it is that's important to you, and let yourself sink into that feeling and have it. And you do that, and those external things will catch up to you in no time. So join me on the abundance challenge here, and let me know in the comments below how this is working for you, and if you're having fun with it. Because I have to tell you, even when I was in the depths of despair, this would be the highlight of my day, basically. It was when I would just let myself forget all that external stuff and drop into that state of abundance, and then wait and watch for the synchronicities and the great things to happen. And I don't mean wait in a super passive, I sat in my house then and didn't do anything way. I just mean I went about exploring business opportunities, and various things that I thought would lead me to abundance. But then I was totally eyes wide open, waiting to see what would start to show up in my world that might be a synchronicity for me, that might be, a tip or a direction to follow. So I hope you'll join me in this, and I'd love to hear in your comments below how it's going for you. I'm Brenda, Florida, life coach, lifestyle advisor, and let me tell you, this is what living lavishly is all about.